Okay, I'm closing a bunch of stuff, and I guess I have a folder open somewhere called Booger Man, and I just saw a little text box that says "Search Booger Man." I don't want to search Booger Man.
I'd rather not.
No, I don't.
Yeah,
I don't want to know what's in there.
Got a memory of a friend of mine renting Booger Man from Blockbuster and bringing it home, and we back to his place to play it, and we had a real I don't know what we were expecting moment.
Yeah, a real mediocre time.
Yeah, it's like,
I guess we did get to pick and flick.
Yeah, it delivered on its promise, but like, why did we think this would be fun?
Yeah. There was a real obsession with ooze and goo.
Right, goo mania.
During that time period. I don't know what was going on. Maybe it was Gak from You Don't Know Jack or whatever.
The secrets of the ooze going on. Yeah, maybe it was Nickelodeon with like the slime.
Yeah, I think it was Nickelodeon's fault.
I remember being over at my best friend's house as a little kid, and we were staying up all night playing video games. I was like, what about Booger Man? I haven't played that. And he's like, no, we'll fall asleep if we play that. That's my memory of Booger Man.
Nice.
Displeased. If I breathe, if I live, I am displeased. Only the dead are satisfied. This is the Insert Credit 2025 Game of the Year episode, where our panel of experts will establish the canon of last year's 15, count 'em 15 greatest games in what will eventually be a sequential order. I'm Alex Jaffe, and one of my personal highlights of 2025 was completing the 52 Pickup podcast, which you can still listen to.
I'm Frank Cifaldi, and absolutely my highlight of 2025 was launching our digital library finally.
Yeah, that was huge.
Something that I worked on for like 8 years in some capacity. So like that thing finally being public has kind of changed my brain fundamentally, and the way I interact with the world. So yeah,
I think it's changed a lot of like what people think of the Video Game History Foundation being. That it has that
it's
public
not
resource
just an idea that
people.
you have to imagine anymore.
Right. It's a public resource.
Yeah.
I'm Parrish, and gosh, my biggest achievement of 2025.
I didn't say big. It doesn't have to be big.
He said a highlight, I think.
Oh, a highlight. Okay.
You don't have to give me your resume.
Highlight.
Be like good day with your dog, you know?
Yeah.
I have a lot of those good days with my dog. I don't know. I guess what I'll say is the highlight of 2025 is not letting the horror that I expected change me too much. And that's valuable. Yeah. So I'm glad that I did not let the things that were happening around me take me out of me. And, that's not maybe the most whatever of achievements, but it means something to me. So I'm glad for that.
That is huge. Shut up. Like, that's so huge.
Discovery of the strength of your personal identity. I think that's a big deal.
I'm Brandon Sheffield, and I guess I would have to say launching Demon School is probably the one, because I didn't do anything else. Pretty much. Didn't do another thing other than that.
Demon School and whatever happened on this show. Who knows?
Yeah. That was all of it.
I did Demon School and I watched some movies, and that's pretty much anyone in my immediate circle can attest. That is what happened to me in 2025. Nothing else.
Well, believe it or not, some games came out this year that weren't Demon School.
I heard about that.
I think we can talk about them. Now, in years past, we've done this in 7 rounds. We're doing it in 5 this time because we are.
Wait, I want like a cheering sound to be put in there by Esper. Right after he's like a little confetti. Like,
you're welcome. Because you demanded it, we have made our episodes shorter. If this is your first ranking episode, the way this works is that I throw it to the panel in alphabetical first name order. Where they will nominate one of the games that came out in 2025 between January 1st and December 31st as one of their best games of the year. And we'll talk about them a little bit, and then we'll rank them gradually as we go on. And at the very end, we'll have a best of the year list. We're going to start with Frank.
That I'm last alphabetically by first name.
No, you're not.
You just said, didn't you say alphabetically by first name?
He did say by first name.
I did say that. I meant last name, but you know what? It's too late to change it. We start with Ash Parrish.
Oh, God damn it.
So I'm
All
second?
right.
Yeah, you're second.
Okay. All right.
I'm going to nominate my first game. For some reason, I thought this came out in 2024. I guess it didn't. South of Midnight.
Ooh.
I know that this is a Microsoft published game, and if you're keeping BDS, then I understand. But if you want something that I don't think very many games did this year, or last year, I guess, as it were, something that was like soulful and heartfelt and different than what you might expect, play South of Midnight. The gameplay isn't going to be the most innovative thing. It's like an action adventure game with like combos and powers and shit like that. You're not playing for that. You're playing for the story. You're playing for the characters. You're playing for the art style. You're playing for the love letter to Black Southern Gothic culture. And that part of it meant more to me than anything the game could do for me mechanically, because it was that powerful. It was that well done. I got to speak to Ahmad Best, who plays I think he voices Crouton in the game. Ahmad Best is also known for being Jar Jar Binks. What a lot of people don't know about Ahmad Best is, beyond being that punchline.
It's not his fault.
Yeah, it's not his fault. And he has this prolific career outside of that, like teaching, acting, and doing all different kinds of things and being a director now. He got into video games. I got to talk to him about how he brought this like authenticness right down to the way that the characters do motion capture. And just talking about that made that game really special for me. So it's worth your time.
It is really a shame that Microsoft put that out.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
Because I've
I was
been
going to say,
really
not
interested
even
in it. I haven't played
for
it, though.
BDS purposes, but because I know when I was talking to the developers about this, I one of the first questions I asked is like, how did this game get made? How did Microsoft put the money up for this? Like, how did you convince them to do this? Because this seems like something so far outside of what everybody's doing now. It's like all game development is a miracle, but it's like a double miracle that a game like this got made and came out in 2025. So
yeah, well, Microsoft did care about diversity a lot, pretty publicly up until about, I want to say, end of 2024. Yeah, around there. They I don't know what happened at that time. Yeah, it's weird, but they were doing diversity grants and all kinds of good stuff. And now we're all in on AI, so that's good. Anyway, I didn't play it, but I really am curious to. So
yeah, it is absolutely on my wish list, and I think it's the reason I haven't is something Ash touched on. It just doesn't look that innovative. I don't need innovation in games. I absolutely do not, but I just don't play enough. If I played about 2 times as many games as I did, I would have gotten to this one. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But as I think we've learned through the course of making this show, I really kind of choose my games carefully and play them extensively. And so this one just didn't quite make the cut this year and probably won't ever, because I got to keep up for this annual show. So
that's right.
Yeah,
I don't have time to play 1-year-old games.
I understand. It's a tough ask. I think I think I was talking about this on an earlier podcast when I was recommending it. Like, I was bawling within 5 minutes of starting the game because of the things that I saw that spoke to me
it's a good
specifically.
Start to ball rate.
Yeah, that spoke to me specifically that I've never heard from a video game direct to me before. Like, this is not Black People 101. This is like, oh, this is the deep lore. These people actually know what they're talking about, and these are fundamentally my people. And seeing the little things I just love it so much, man. The little blue butterflies that lead your path are the same shade of blue people paint their porches from where my family comes from. Like, I've never seen that in a video game before. So South Midnight is always going to be something special.
A great first choice. Let's go to Brandon.
It's me. Well, this was a weird year for me again. I don't know. There were no games where I, for the whole, where I like at some point turned off my analysis brain and just started having fun, or just like living in it or something. That didn't happen this year, unfortunately. So my choices are going to be a little weirder, except for the first one. And also, if some people don't choose some other things that I think they're going to choose. So my first one is Like a Dragon, Pirate Yakuza in Hawaii.
Oh, baby.
Which is a really stupid title.
The obligatory annual Yakuza nom.
Yeah. And so the reason that I'm nominating it, I wasn't even planning on playing it, frankly, because the RPG entries they basically almost got me to stop playing Yakuza games. I dropped Infinite Wealth. I don't like Ichiban as a character because he's like from the Infinite Wealth games because he's kind of like this Kiryu Majima hybrid but dumber, and he stacks up even less well when Kiryu is also there, which happened in Infinite Wealth. And everything in that game is designed to slow you down and take time and be busy work. There's so much busy work in that. And so I thought maybe I'm done with the Yakuza games. I don't know. But then I loaded up Pirate Yakuza in Hawaii, and the reason I wasn't going to is because I was like, I don't have it in me to have like an hour prologue or like a really long, drawn out thing. And Pirate Yakuza in Hawaii is like 1 minute cutscene, and then you're walking around, and then you're in a battle like a minute after that. It's very quick. It's goofy. You're playing as Majima. He has amnesia. And so he's essentially his character from Yakuza 0, where he's kind of more measured, but with those occasional spikes of weirdness. The combat is fluid and fun. Once you get a pirate ship, there's a musical number, like a Broadway-style musical number. Maybe everybody knew that already.
No, you're selling me on this. This is all the stuff I liked about Majima and Yakuza 0.
Yeah, I did not know about that because like, so there's like a kid who's with you, and the kid is humming this tune, and the kid's like, "Oh, sorry for humming," and Majima is like, "Oh no, go ahead, sing." And I was like, "No, don't have a kid sing." And then it breaks into like a full production musical number with like all the pirates dancing around and stuff, and I'm like, "Okay, you got me." The goofiness mixed with seriousness is happening in the main plot, not just in the side stuff. And I saw some people kind of complaining about that, but it works really well for me because Majima is telling you the story. He's the framing device. He's recalling it to you. And at the end of chapter 1, someone off camera says, "Okay, we can take a break." And he's like, man, that took forever. And they're like, "Yeah, we'll get back to filming in 5. And then he looks at the camera and is like, "You might want to take a pee break." It's like stupid, but he's putting himself there as like the unreliable narrator from the start. And so it being goofy in the narrative is like in world for me once you do that.
Oh no.
So I really like that. And what?
Is Majima's Sega doing Deadpool?
No, it's not quite. It's not to that level.
Okay.
It really reads like Majima being seriously filmed.
Okay.
He's so I don't know. It's you can try it and see. But the ship battles are kind of like a mediocre arcade game, but I'm fine with that. My one complaint is that Honolulu, when you get to Honolulu, it's still a drag, just like it was in Infinite Wealth.
Like a drag.
Like a dragging on forever. Huge amount of stuff. You get to your first big place, which is Honolulu, and then it's just like, here's all this. Here's a million things for you to do. It's like, I was having fun before, though.
Important to have it on the list.
Now my OCD has to come.
It's tradition. Where do we put it? Above or below South of Midnight?
I really don't care where it goes right now. I would say it's less meaningful than South of Midnight, so let's put it below.
I am much more interested in playing.
I was thinking, okay, let's just see, because I have to. And this was like 3 nights ago. I was like, let's just see, because I have to. Maybe it'll go on the list. And then I played it for 3.5 hours the first night.
Oh, nice.
Okay.
Yeah, that's significant.
I want to keep. I want to put that below as well because
all right.
Of the two so far, I'm more interested in playing the other one.
Although I would say, Frank, if you were going to get back into Yakuza, this would be a good one for you specifically.
Yeah, but I don't know. Shouldn't I play like 2, 3, 4, or 5
if you want
before this?
You can play Kiwami.
That doesn't really matter.
I mean, I did Kiwami 1.
Yeah, Kiwami 2 is okay, having played it. It's not necessary if you played Kiwami 1.
Or 6. I don't know. I've only played 0 and Like a Dragon.
I played 0 and Like a Dragon
Kiwami
too.
1.
And I think I played... Nope, didn't play
I
Kiwami.
played nearly all of them.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Frank, you're up.
All right. based on where Ash started, I'm also going to come out swinging with one that was meaningful to me. So it was a game called Wanderstop.
Oh.
I was really surprised by this game. Wanderstop is a game that is written and I think directed by the guy who did the Stanley Parable.
Ooh,
a game I did not like. I didn't like Stanley Parable. I played it when it came out, and it felt really cynical in a way that seemed immature to me. You know, it seemed like it was coming from the perspective of someone who probably actually literally was in his early 20s and was like, you know, did you know that having a job drains your soul, man? You know, like that was kind of what it felt like to me. And I just didn't like the cynical sort of perspective of it. Wanderstop is, I believe, the third game that this person whose name I don't know, unfortunately, maybe someone can look it up, wrote and directed. And this is a game about recovering from trauma, made as an exercise to try to recover from trauma. He burned himself out making these other two games and wanted to make a quote unquote cozy game about just making some tea and serving tea to people. And it turned out that healing isn't that easy. You can't just cozy game your way out of trauma. And so the plot of this game is that you play as a woman who is a warrior, who like fights in like arena fights and stuff like that. And that's just her whole personality. And one day she just finds that she literally can't lift her sword anymore. She just can't lift it. And you know, obviously metaphor, right? For I can't write anymore. Right. And she finds herself trapped in the woods in this environment where all she can do is work at a tea shop serving tea to these weird like Animal Crossing characters that come into town and float in and out of her life. And it is a game that like the author's own experience, I assume, forces you against your will to just shut up and relax. And for me, it was very difficult to shut up and relax. Like I naturally have a brain that is just always talking. And being forced like this character to just sit with myself, you know, and embrace just, you know, the 8-step process of making a special tea for some wacky character. You know, it was like very condensed therapy. There were lines in this game that just hit me in the gut about being okay with being bored and stuff like that. So that game was extremely impactful on me. I will also say that I actually think that it's nice to see that this person has possibly matured in a way that I can now relate to them.
Davey Reedon.
It's Davey, right? I don't remember the...
And toward the end of the game, so like I said, you get these Animal Crossing kind of characters coming in and out, and it is like the solid narrative that happens. It forces you to embrace change and things dying and things like that too, because like every season it just wipes all of the like custom Animal Crossing stuff you've done in your island. But toward the end of the game, these guys show up and they're like, there's these 3 guys that look almost identical, and they're just like businessmen with suitcases that do meetings, and it's like, oh, he's doing a Stanley Parable thing again. Where it's like, aren't these guys idiots for having jobs, you know? But there's this like all-knowing like spiritual alien creature that also shows up, and she is someone who has traveled like through time and space and knows everything, and she ends up just really liking them and becoming one of them. And I don't know if I'm reading too much into it, but there's almost an admission there that like, you know, I might not have had the right perspective when I made these games, but yeah, Wanderstop. I think Wanderstop didn't do very well, and it's because it's a game that I don't think has an audience. Like, I know that sounds mean, but it's like, if you look at the Steam reviews, it's either I was promised a cozy game, what is this?
Yeah, people were really confused.
I thought this was Stanley Parable, what is this?
Is there a lot of more like Wanderslop?
No, but all of the Steam recommendations are just other like cozy forest games. You know what I mean? And that's not what this is. Like, it is a narrative game.
It was done a disservice by its promotion, which did make it look like a cozy game.
I remember this game, and I think they were
like hoping that would be subversive, but instead it created mismatched expectations.
Yeah.
Unfortunately,
the later trailers that they did that are more about what the narrative is are very good. It's what got me to get the game. But yeah, I think when it was revealed at Summer Game Fest or whatever, it's just like, look, T.
It's hard to get people's first impressions out of there. It's like they just really stick, no matter how much you do afterward. It's
where are we ranking it?
Unfortunate.
I can put it between.
Yeah, you want to put it between?
Yeah,
I'm okay with that. Like that's right. My top of the year. I came out swinging with mine. So
that's not my top of the year.
Oh, interesting. Okay, well, this is how the list stands now. We can tinker with it later. Brings us to the top of round 2. Ash, back to you. What is your second game?
My second game, I'm gonna pull it back, and I'm gonna do it for the steal. Or maybe not. But you guys might surprise me. Blueprints. Another one of those. I really fucking thought this came out in 2024, but no, it was this year. That's a special. Yeah, sorry. That's a special puzzle game. It's really great. I understand that it's frustrating, and we've had very much discourse about if Blueprints is as effective at what it's trying to do. I don't really care about it. It worked fucking for me. And I love the meta-ness of it, the mystery of it. I love the physicalness of it. I love a game, and Alex, you may have heard this when you were watching me on Aftermath podcast, because I think I brought it up there too. I love a game that makes me have to get pen and paper and write down. I understand that there's a place for, games that keep notes for you. Escape Academy kind of keeps notes for you. Like they pin them to the side of your like little UI, so like, hey, this thing is for this or whatever. But actually having to manually keep track of the notes yourself, you have to open a picture book and, read this little parable about red and blue or whatever, and you have to remember that. Like you actually have to physically hold that memory for when it comes up later to solve something else. I love that shit. And it did it so well. So fun. Frustrating as fuck. I played, I don't know how many hours. Just great puzzle game.
Did you get like the ending? The sort of, I know that there's like layers and layers to endings, but did you get to the room?
I got to the room and I stopped. Fuck that.
Hell yeah,
Not
me too.
Going
me too.
any further.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Love
I'm like
to hear
this,
it.
And what I like is that that's not only okay, it's probably expected. You know what I mean? And as soon as Amanda and I like to do these kinds of games co-op. Meaning the kind where like it's not really about your like tactile input so much as your brain. We like co-braining. And we got to that room together. And did you play it socially at all, or did you play it by yourself?
I did. I understand exactly what you mean, because this is often how me and my husband experienced this game. He played a lot too, and I have to go back and ask him how far he got. But we would often, I'm doing a puzzle. I'm trying to figure out the puzzle. This happened with the dartboard a lot, where he would come up behind me and we're trying to figure out the dartboard, like what the little colors and the spaces mean and all that kind of stuff, where we were doing it that way. And that is really fun. And it's really, those games are very rare. So it was really nice to have that kind of like co-op gaming experience with him.
Yeah, we really like sort of plotting what the next route was going to be, what we're focusing on, like getting excited together when we got like a good roll on an item or something like that. And yeah, for me, I agree. Really, really great game. I think if I hadn't gotten the rolls I needed to finish it when I did, if there were like 2 more days past that, I might have gotten frustrated and bounced. Like, I think it came just at the right time. So I don't know how much of that was luck or design.
It was probably luck.
That it finally got me there. But I can see it being a game that I would have bounced off of, and I'm glad that I didn't.
Yeah.
Did you play it, Brandon?
No, I did not. I wasn't interested. That's the long and short of it.
So I think it is the best of the games so far, but in terms of meaningfulness, I would put it below Wanderstop for me.
It doesn't have to be meaningfulness.
It doesn't. This is what we feel.
That's a qualifier.
I would put it under South of Midnight, or I would put it above.
You think number 1?
Yeah. I liked South of Midnight a lot. I liked Blueprints, I think, a little bit better for different reasons.
Brandon being uninterested weighs it down.
Yeah.
Oh, that's true.
But
if you want to put it under Wanderstop,
plenty
that's
more
fine.
to go. So I don't mind if you put it at the top for now. If you want to.
I liked it under Wanderstop, and that's where Ash just said she's okay with it. So
okie doke. We're up to Brandon's second game.
Me, number 2. Okay, I'm going to be filling out the bottom of the list unless people don't say the things that I think they're going to say.
Okay.
But I'm just going to go with one of those right now called Asura the Striker.
Ooh.
Now, this is a space harrier with a bunch of graphics in it. It is really neat looking. It's got a great soundtrack. It has branching paths like Outrunner Darius. It's a shooting game where you are a space harrier that has a punch and you're a lady. And so some bosses have to get punched. Punching things knocks them back into other enemies. It just is a very kinetic experience. It's an action game very purely, and it still has some weirdness to it and some wiggliness to it. And it's a real neat one. I don't think anyone else will have played it or possibly heard of it. I don't know.
This is a very you game, which I fundamentally love about you. I really do mean that sincerely. This sounds like such a backhanded compliment.
No, it's totally fine. I decided this year for this that since most of the big ones that I played, I was pretty sure other people were going to choose, that I was going to dig in a little bit for this time.
That was my strategy as well. So one or both of us might need to readjust.
To pivot.
Uh-oh.
Well,
I tried to do that too.
Gift of the Magi over here.
Well, come on, you just came out with blueprints. Like
I know.
Yeah. Deep cut
my
blueprints.
entire list is not like this. You will see, some things you expect, but I also have some things on here that you don't expect that I feel like will at least come up in the rest of.
I will say Asura the Striker on How Long to Beat is given a whole 30 minutes.
30 mins.
Yeah.
Pretty good.
That's pretty good.
But
you can beat that game while listening to this episode.
That's true. It does have a lot of paths, though. So if you want to do all of the paths, but you don't need to. There's it's a shooting game that's about getting better at a shooting game. You don't need to do that. So anyway, I like it, and I don't care where it goes on the list. It can be on the bottom. That's fine with me.
I like how it sounds, and I can't see it being anywhere but the bottom of the list currently.
Mm-hmm.
Same.
Okay.
Yep. Totally fine.
That's where it
That
goes.
Is not an insult. That is
I
just
knew
the
what I was
reality of
doing
the
here.
list.
Well, it's on the list. It's on the list.
The fact that we're shortening it to 15 means all of these are going to be good. We're not putting in any honorable mentions.
That's true.
I played 40 something games this year. So
which is crazy.
Putting it on there at all.
I really thought that I've got too many games. There's no way that they're going to have all these games. This is too much. And then you're like, I have 40 games. I'm like, okay, I was worried for nothing.
You underestimate his power.
I severely did.
That's right.
All right. Frank, do you have a third? Do you have a second game before you get to your third game? Do you have a second game?
Let's do the second game before the third game.
I think that's a good idea.
Yeah, let's go with that.
I think I'm going to stick with the smaller ones for now.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to nominate The Root Trees Are Dead. This is a game about solving a murder by researching on the internet. And I shouldn't like a game that is my job, but this is a game that does a really good job of scratching the I'm not much of an artist, but to me, my art is this. It's like digging and making connections, and that's what this game is.
That's cool,
and it's really clever in terms of how it connects things. How it's something where, like, in theory, if you know all the answers, you could probably just go in and speedrun it in 10 seconds. You know what I mean? But it takes you a few hours to actually dig through the mystery and
does it make you feel smart when you figure stuff out?
Yes. It does.
Nice.
And the narrative that you're uncovering is actually really good. Now that I think about it, maybe you can't beat it right away because there is also a linear story happening that unlocks new abilities as you go. But it's a game just about like point and click in, type in, searching, reading, adding things to lists, and It feels really good. It's technically a graphical remake of a web game from a few years ago, but I do consider this its sort of like commercial debut, and I think that's okay. Enjoyed it a lot. The one thing that I will ding it on is that you're going into like family history and genealogy, and you figure out right away that there's like a son that the like patriarch dad doesn't talk about, and I think for any of us in this room, it's like, oh yeah, he's gay.
Yeah.
but it's one of those things where it's like, I don't know how to tell you I know this,
Right.
Yeah. But I think that's the only ding I would give it, and I don't think that's a spoiler because I think it's just incredibly obvious when there's a son from like the 30s that the dad doesn't talk about. It's like, oh yeah, he's gay. So that is my one ding I'll give it. But really fun game. Either of you even like heard of this, let alone play it?
I've heard of it. I was interested in it. This is gonna sound bad, but I saw it. I'm like, okay, puzzle games have been having this like really great renaissance, so I'm interested in what this might have to say. And then I like looked at it and I saw like, oh, you're trying to figure out like this mystery of this like, it's like missing girls, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like, yeah, I'm like, I don't know if I have the energy in my spirit for that kind of thing. Like, no, like that's gonna have to not be for me for personal reasons that I just don't particularly care to get into, that I'm just like, okay, maybe not. I'll go somewhere else. I'll go try Seance of Blake Manor, which I did not do. And I need to, that's going on my list.
But you said you would, and that's what counts.
Yes.
Yes.
It did not cross my path, but you talking about being interested, like doing your job as a video game, it reminded me of when I wanted to make a puzzle game about making magazine folios and stuff.
I think there's something there. Yeah.
Yeah.
In this conversation, it will come up again.
Oh, yes, it will for Ash. That's true.
So this game was so off your radar that you didn't play the game you wanted to play instead of this one.
Yes.
That's wild. I love it. Where do we rank it?
I think like Asura the Striker, I just want it on here somewhere and I don't care.
All right.
But I think it's neat. And it's something that, I mean, you just talked about looking up how long to beat. I think I said on an episode last year, that's how I started playing games again this year.
Yeah.
Was like I actually looked for things that were short. And that's how I found this one. So it paid
I
off.
think this year I want to include the how long to beat on every entry on these lists. That's something I want to do going forward.
I'm down. Yeah.
Yeah.
I would put it above. No, I would put it below Asura the Striker because that one looks a little bit more interesting to me. Because I like Space Harrier games. I think they're visually interesting, if busy.
Either way.
Are you fine with bottom of the list, Frank?
Sure.
Okay.
Even though I don't like Space Harrier.
Wow. That's the end of round 2. Really moving. Here we go. Round 3 of 5. Ash, what do you got for us?
This is one of my, pretty sure nobody else in this room has played it, but that I was trying to, do something different. Or hell, not very many people listening. Dead Take. So Dead Take is the sophomore game from Surgent Studios. They're the people who made Tales of Kinzera Zhao. That was the video game that was made by the voice actor who played Bayek in Assassin's Creed Origins. I don't know. Don't care. Didn't play those games. Don't care for them. But I really like Tales of Kinzera Zhao, and I wanted to play Dead Take because I wanted to see what they wanted to do. I wasn't prepared for an FMV game. I really wasn't prepared for an FMV game starring Ben Starr and goddamn Neil Newbon.
Oh boy.
Yeah. So if you're one of the, voice actors are my Bishi girlies, like this has got what you want.
Who are those? Do you want to?
So Ben Starr is.
What would we know them for?
He's Clive from Final Fantasy 16.
All right, okay.
And Neil Newbon is Asterion from Baldur's Gate. He was the guy who won all the voice acting awards
I needed that context because I don't know who those guys are.
They're the big time video game voice actor it boys that have taken up the mantle that Matt Mercer is like half put down. So yeah, they're in this game and it's a puzzle game where you're like invited out to this mansion because you're an actor, your friend's an actor, you come because your actor friend is at this mansion at this party and you haven't heard from him. You have to find out what happened to him. And it's basically like a first person Resident Evil style puzzle solving thing with like jump scares and whatever. And you have to piece together this narrative about, this actor trying to make it out on his own and wants to get the approval of this like high profile director. It's all very Epstein-like. And you just uncover mysteries
For
that
Weinstein.
are
Weinstein.
Weinstein.
That's the
Thank
one.
you. You uncover mysteries and you do that via like watching videos of these actors give performances, and these performances are chilling. Like Ben Starr is the friend that you're come to find, and the way that he delivers his like lines, I forget he's acting. It's so like arresting and shocking, and honestly, I was genuinely legitimately scared. Ben Starr is not like a good guy in this. He's very mean and very like diva-ish, and the way that like he was yelling and the way that he was acting like almost gave me like a panic attack, because it reminded me of like when men have been abusive like in my life. And it just like completely like I forget I'm playing a video game because I am that like, oh, like fucked up behind it. And I did not expect to experience those kinds of emotions from an FMV game. So there are some funny cameos, like what's the Alan Wake guy?
Well, I was about to say, I looked this up while you were talking, and I couldn't tell you why other than it had FMV, but I had the thought, is this a Remedy game? It's because Sam Lake from Remedy is just in this game. Yeah.
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 AKA Alan Wake. Yeah.
Yes.
No, not Alan Wake. Sorry, Max Payne. He's Max Payne.
Alan Wake is Ilka Vili.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Great game. Great performances. Fun stuff. The puzzles are whatever. They weren't great. It's kind of like sometimes you can run your head in the wall trying to figure out what it is that they're asking of you, but the FMV performances from all of the characters, not just Ben and Neil, are really great.
I can't tell from the trailer. Are you like freely moving around?
Yeah.
Like walking around a 3D space? Okay.
Yeah.
You just looked
It's like first
way
person.
Yeah, okay.
So it's not really an FMV game. There's
No,
FMV
but like
in
there's
it.
FMVs in it.
Yeah, okay. Got it. Neat.
All right. Where do you want to rank it?
I would put it under Blueprints. I like it.
Ooh.
I'm fine with it.
Yeah.
Frank?
Guys are letting me have my way.
Just based on like interest vibes, that's about where I'd put it. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, another thing I'll say is that this was published by Pocket Pair. The Pal World people, this was the first game they published. I got to talk to their publishing director about it, and he told me that he basically signed this game on the strength of Bayek pitching it to him alone at like a hotel bar. He was just like, I love the vision for this so much that I'm just going to make it. Like they didn't have a vertical slice or anything. And then they like got it done in like a crazy short amount of time because it was just such a low lift, very short game. It's a very short game. Like you can.
It's 4 hours.
Yeah, exactly. And just having that conversation with him about how he signed this game, how they executed it, got it out. I think what those publishers are doing are really great. You can read about it at aftermath.site.
I'm looking at our list, and
yeah,
I guess maybe I don't know how long to beat works, because like Root Trees Are Dead, it says 11.5 hours. I'm like, no, it's not. And I just looked, and it's like main story 7.5, main and sides 13. Is it like averaging?
Yeah, it's averaging.
There's a second story on Root Trees that you just shouldn't play at all.
Okay, so like Blueprints, know when to stop.
Yeah. Blueprints only 26 hours also seems short. That's funny. Anyway, pretty sure it took me like 40.
Mm-hmm.
Brandon, you're up.
Oh yeah, it's my turn. I don't know where to go now. It's number 3.
This is number 3 of 5.
Oh man.
I've got 2 AAAs and I will do one next.
Okay.
I got a double A and a nothing next. So
okay.
Oh boy, I've got okay.
Okay. Well, we'll see.
Not so easy to just pick 5 games, isn't it?
No, it's hard. It is difficult. Okay, you know what? I'm just gonna go for it with something really stupid. Okay. Call of Punchi Mahjong Warfare is my next video game.
Thank you. Thank you, genuinely.
Call of Punchi is a pun on moves you can make in Mahjong for those that are familiar with Rishi Mahjong, the Japanese style of most popular Japanese style of Mahjong playing. It is kind of a janky Fortnite-like third-person shooter where you make Mahjong hands by collecting giant tiles. Playing those hands upgrades your weapons and unlocks doors.
This is fantastic.
It is incredibly stupid. It's only 99 cents. It is unfortunately not in English.
Is it a mobile game?
No, it's a Steam game. It has like 5 reviews. No, I think it has like 40.
Yeah.
It
99 cents, not on How Long to Beat.
No. Indeed not. I don't know how long it is to beat because I didn't play it. It's got all kinds of janky stuff. Like in the menu, the girl that you play as is just like doing a bunch of animations, and some like she did like a cartwheel through the screen, and the camera's just like going through all her polygon mesh. It's just like I don't know. It was made quick. They had a dumb idea and they executed it, and that's what I want to reward. Is someone who had an idea. They were like, I'm going to make this. I'm going to make a third-person shooter / melee game where you collect mahjong hands. That's what I want to do, and I'm doing it. And they 100% did. It's very much in the like D3 publisher vein of like, let's have an idea, and then a game arrives.
That is a dated reference, my friend, but I get it.
No, they're back to it.
Really?
D3 Publishers doing Simple Series games again. They are on the Switch. There's like the billiards and the something else.
Steam is just Simple Series every day. Like that's what Steam is.
It's true, but there's like a certain vibe that really hits it where like and it's mostly when there's like two ideas smashed together that you wouldn't have expected. And it's
Japanese,
true
but not pornographic.
Indeed.
Right.
Indeed.
Yeah.
So that's what. Oh, and there's other players you can play against, and it basically holds together, which I'm very happy to see. So yeah, that's what I got. Call of Ponchi, Mahjong Warfare.
Brandon, I have a question for you.
Yes.
When you go online, where do you go? Like, where do you hang out online?
Brandon, what is your homepage?
You find this shit.
Well,
insertcredit.com, but like from another universe?
Well, no,
forums.insertcredit.com
is some of it, and some of it is. And also, I follow like 1,200 people on Blue Sky, and a lot of them are autistic weirdos who are just like, my special interest is this weird thing, and then it pops up onto my feed, and I love it.
I need to know how you accumulate
Brandon,
weirdos.
make a Blue Sky starter pack for Insert Credit
You
freaks.
are in a class of weirdos that I would like to be, because I always think of it as like there's a room in your house and there's this old Windows 98 Pentium processor PC that you use to get on through dial-up internet to find a forum like that still exists somewhere in a back corner of a live journal somewhere from 2001, where all these people are still there trading these weird ass games like freaking secrets, and I want into the club basically.
The funny thing is I feel like I'm underperforming in that regard. I feel like because I see people who are like they're like digging into the mines on this stuff all the time, and I'm like, oh man, I know nothing. I know nothing. No,
you are in the right place where you should be, because you are the normie approachable weirdo. You are the way through which more weirdos are made. So you are right where you need to be. You are the gateway to the worst weirdos. Please open the gates. Let me.
Where on this list are we putting Call of Ponchi?
I'm not putting this above Root Trees.
No, I think it has to go at the bottom. No, I think
it's got to be the bottom.
It has to go at the bottom. It's where it was born to be.
Yeah.
Hey, if you want to spend the least amount of money playing a game on this list, Ponchi's the one.
And I feel like it would be disrespectful to Ponchi to put it anywhere else.
Yeah, no, I would fight for it to be at the bottom. That's where it wants to live.
That's a great game, honestly.
Yeah.
All right, Frank, what's your third?
All right, well, inspired by Brandon's 99-cent weird experiment thing, I'm going to go with Silent Hill F.
Whoa.
Shelf.
So,
Shelf.
We've talked about this game on the show.
We have.
I think everyone listening is at least, aware of it. I believe I said this on the show before, but to me, this is Silent Hill 2, meaning Silent Hill 2 was the first one and this is the second one. I'm not really aware.
No, I totally get that.
I'm not really aware of the other things, the spin-offs and such, but there are two Silent Hills in my world. It's 2 and
Silent Hill 2
F.
and Silent Hill 2F.
And this feels like a great sequel. And I mean, kind of joking aside, I feel like Silent Hill, I feel the way about Silent Hill I think that I might feel about like Star Wars, which is that it's an aesthetic that you can kind of play with all kinds of stuff. I think you could even do other genres and call it Silent Hill, and it might work. And so I think there was some, complaining that it wasn't a traditional Silent Hill, like it didn't take place in like the canonical town of Silent Hill or whatever. But I don't think that doesn't matter to me.
Yeah, I don't think it holds water either. Really. And
the game itself, like the gameplay is it feels like a sequel to Silent Hill to me. It's got the puzzles that aren't actually that hard. You just have to kind of grind through them. But there's enough friction there that they're not, necessarily annoying. So on hard, like I did try playing the puzzles on hard, and it's just like really no one's getting this. On some of them, but
I think it set my puzzles to hard when I set the difficulty to easy. The battles to easy. It like auto set the puzzles to hard or something.
Oh, really?
Yeah, but they were fine.
That's kind of cool.
And also when I say hard, I mean whatever. Like it might be the unlocked hard.
Yeah, I think there's another level.
Yeah, whatever the hardest one was like stupid to me, but the rest were fair. On that note, I believe I played through the game 4 times, maybe 5. I did not. I just kind of got tired before I did what would be like the final good ending. I just went and watched it. But I was compelled enough to play through it that many times. I did not feel that the combat was unfair, including on the unlocked hardest difficulty. And I'm not like I can't play Elden Ring. You know what I mean? Like I'm not a Souls-like player, so I'm not really sure where those complaints were coming from. I think it's like people weren't maybe playing with character builds using the items that you can get. Because I was,
and maybe they weren't watching the tutorial. I think that's totally possible that they weren't like. They were just like, I've played Silent Hill, mash, mash, mash.
Right.
I have a suspicion that was a fair part of it, because I also found the combat to be pretty straightforward and easy. And except for you have to ignore the lock-on. If you use the lock-on, then you're in trouble.
It depends on your build and what you're going for, because like you can do, like I would switch around with the builds, like and sometimes I would do the like a focus attack centric build, and that's when you want to lock on.
The lock on didn't. Do you play on PC or something?
Yeah, but that shouldn't matter. I play with.
I don't know if it matters, but it couldn't stay locked on to one character. It would switch lock on to the closest, and so because of that, I had to ignore it, because in a situation where there's like 2 bosses, I wanted to focus on one, but I couldn't because the camera would pull me away and.
I know exactly what you're talking about. Yeah.
So that was my lock-on complaint.
The writing story was spectacular. It is a perspective I've never seen in a video game before.
Made a bunch of Gamergate style bros real mad.
Oh, I love that. Bet it did.
Great to hear.
They were like, "What?" They used the word patriarchy. In English, this must be a translation error. The original developers would not. In
Japan, there's no such concept.
There are no girls on the internet. There are no women in Japan.
It was, and the fact that this was about patriarchy and top-down marriage weirdness and women as property and stuff. It's I thought it was really cool. I thought it was really funny when you became the werehog. But
that's like Sonic Unleashed.
Spoilers. Yeah. Frank, did you think about the werehog?
100%. Yeah.
Yeah, because like if you look at the cover of the of Sonic Unleashed, it's literally.
Am I getting bonked?
No, this is real. This is real.
You mean are you getting Bubsy?
Okay, so
am I getting Bubsy?
You're not getting Bubsied. So she is.
No,
she doesn't
like
she's
clearly
not literally the werehog, but it is like if you know both of those things, you'd be like, well, those are the things that are happening.
Okay.
Sonic was forced into a marriage.
Sonic was forced into a marriage. I really liked it. I wanted to spend. It's the town in Silent Hill I've wanted to spend the most time in.
Yeah.
I loved walking around that village, and just being there in that creepy spot was really neat. And a friend of mine, JJ, was talking about how once you, like after a while, it just started to feel like a cozy experience, which is weird.
Did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that like we talked about in the past, the larger problems with it are like it encourages you to grind against the walls to get the items, and so
Sniffing
you don't
around
look
for
at
the
stuff.
treats, I believe is how you put it.
Yeah, and that the combat is not scary. Like whenever you're in combat, you feel a lot safer than when you're not, which isn't really what you want. But
I don't think we discussed that last time, but yeah, I completely agree with that now that you say it.
Yeah, because you're holding the button to watch for the flash. And that becomes like it's a very safe thing to do. It's not scary to do that. But I thought it was really good. I liked what they did with the how they put that passed that easier mode in later for people that addressed a lot of people's concerns, regardless of whether I had them.
Yeah, and actually on the note of patching, the one thing that I hated playing through it multiple times was there's a part at the end of the game where you have to run through most of the map, and there's a lot of forced encounters with let's say the sort of mammary gland monsters, the large ones, right?
Yeah.
And that when you fight them, there's a locked gate essentially waiting for you to kill them, and they're really annoying. And they patched that out apparently.
Yeah.
Which is the right decision. So the one big complaint I had has been addressed. I didn't get to enjoy that because I was done by that point.
Right.
But.
The one thing I wish they hadn't patched out is I actually texted the director about it because I was like, is this a bug or is this intentional? And so, when you go into the rice field and then you get through it, like after the scarecrows, you get through it. And then your man, whose name I forget, is he's waiting for you in front of this house, but he's also waiting for you at the start of the rice field.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah. That was unfortunately, it was a bug. And they patched it out, but I was like, "That rules."
That's right. That's that would have been the only instance of something like that happening. From that perspective.
Because like I saw him where I was supposed to go, and I was like, "Okay, I know I'm supposed to go there. So what else?" And I turned around and I saw him, and I was like, "Whoa!"
That's great.
He's there. There's something going on, but there wasn't something going on.
So this is clearly the game that you guys are the most excited to talk about. Where do we rank it?
To me,
in retrospect, I don't know. It's pretty high up in my.
To me, this is number one.
That's fine.
Yeah, I think it's number one.
I get that vibe too.
I don't know what's going to convince me that this isn't the insert credit game of the year.
Yeah.
Because it is such a firm 7 out of 10 video game with such weirdness in it. So many things tried, but it broke containment and did really well. And people like it. And it actually has a good narrative. So I feel like it's going to be hard to knock it off the pedestal for me.
Right.
But that's, I don't know.
I don't think I have any. I didn't. Silent Hill F has been weird for me in that I'm not a Silent Hill girly at all, but I appreciate what those games do. And I've been able to watch Let's Plays of like 2 and 3 and the other ones. So I can appreciate, what some games did better than others. For some reason, every time I try to start a Let's Play of Silent Hill F, I just slide right off of it because I don't know. For some reason, it hadn't hooked me the same way that like 2 and 3 did, where I would, I'm interested to keep watching. It's just like, I'm not interested to keep watching. I don't know. Maybe that's something that I'm just going to have to try to play.
You should try playing it. I think it's a little more. It's more interesting being in the world. Also, if you want to watch a Let's Play, try. I think some of it is annotated in English. Watch the voice actress for the main character play the game.
She's cute.
She's not a big gamer, and people in the chat are helping her out. But it's great. Like when she meets Rinko for the first time, who is like one of the antagonists in the game. She makes this stank face when she starts talking. It's just really, it's really good.
Not that I saw a lot of performances, but definitely my performance of the year. Would be her.
She did great. She did.
All right.
She did really well.
Let's take a quick break. We'll be right back after this.
I spent some effort this year trying to discover and listen to new music. It's something that I've struggled to do the last, 10 years or so of my life. And just in case other people do that as well, struggle as well. For me, it was a big part of it is that a Seattle station called KEXP broadcasts here now. And they are a nonprofit that's totally like human driven, like people actually recommending music kind of station. So my way of finding new music was to favorite things as they were played on that station. Very conveniently, they have an app for that, and added 2025 calendar release songs to a playlist, played them, eventually bought albums. I think I bought like 15 albums last year, which is probably the most I've bought since I was a teenager. And I want to do kind of a quick down of my top 5 albums of the year. So
let's hear it.
Let's do that. My number 5 is a group called the Tune Yards. They're actually here in Oakland. This is a new album called Better Dreaming that came out last year. They're interesting. It's this lady who just has like the biggest voice in the world, and a guy who plays very funky bass, and a lot of like playing with audio in the studio kind of thing. And the genres bounce around between like beautiful harmonies and like Sesame Street pinball. Their old stuff was like yeah, exactly. Yeah. So their old stuff was almost like too feral for me, but like I think she had a kid and calmed down. So like this new stuff actually works really well. Some of the songs are about her kid. So Tune Yards, Better Dreaming, number 5. Number 4, Seattle band that I actually saw live this year called Deep Sea Diver, had a band called Billboard Heart. This is fronted by a lady who has about 18 guitar pedals in front of her. I know, I took pictures.
Nice.
And just singing her heart out about stuff that bothers her and making weird, interesting guitar sounds and just being a really dynamic, interesting front person. Number 3, Tunde out of Bempes, The Black Bolts. Tunde was the lead singer of TV on the Radio, a really fun band, and this is his solo debut. Really, really good stuff. I don't really know what to say about it, but he's someone who's like just very much an artist. He just likes making stuff, and you can just like hear the joy of this album in it. Number 2, I love this stupid album. It's a band called Wet Leg, which is a very funny name. And I believe they're British. I'm not sure. Their album from last year is called Moisturizer.
Of course it is.
This is very like the kids are all right, you know? like they're very young, but like they crack me up, man. I recommend watching the NPR Tiny Desk that they did last year. So it's like 3 or 4 people who just like imagine someone in a band. They all look like that. But then the front person is this lady who looks like she's in a post-apocalyptic 80s movie. And she's like, she goes to the gym about 6 times a day and like wears weird shiny things and like shoulder pads. And like every song on the album is either I'm so obsessed with you that I might literally have to go to the hospital, or if you talk to me, I will punch you to death. and there's not really a lot of in between. And just her character is just, her character is just hilarious to me. Like I just watched their music videos recently. Like she's like showing off her body and trying to be really hot, but also like every video she's like covered in blood and vomiting and full of hair and stuff. It's just like just the contrast. It's just a very funny character to me. There's that Looney Tunes cartoon, What's Opera Doc? It's like the
Kill the Wabbit, Kill the Wabbit.
And I don't remember. It's like a call and response between Elmer Fudd and Bugs, right? Where Elmer says something about how beautiful she is, and Bugs says, "Yes, I know it. I can't help it." Right?
Yeah.
There's a line in one of the songs that just reminds me of that, where she just goes, "You want to fuck me? I know most people do." And like it's just like it just reminds me of that exchange. It's just very funny to me. And then number 1, it's a band from North Carolina called Wednesday. Their album is called Bleeds. It's just very small town life, just like singing about how people do too many drugs and die and stuff, but in just a very like the tone of it is just very like, yeah, that's what happens here. I don't know, man. And really interesting to me is it kind of reminds me, now that I'm thinking about it, of Wanderstop, where they had a breakthrough album in 2023 called Rat Saw God that I just wasn't that into. And then I heard a couple songs of theirs on the radio and I'm like, these are good. This kind of reminds me of that band. And it turned out it was that band. And they've since adjusted in a way that appeals to me, where they've leaned a little bit more into maybe the sort of grungy countryside of what they were obviously going for that whole time. So those are my 5 albums for the year. And I don't know, maybe I'll make a playlist or something for the forums.
Welcome back to Insert Credit. It's time to do round 4 of our ranking episode. We start with Ash. Ash, what is your second to last game for this list?
My second to last game on this list should probably come as no surprise. It's going to be Hollow Knight Silksong.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that I cannot help but to be basic in this regard. That game surprised the shit out of me because I did not like Hollow Knight. Just bounced right off of it. It just was not interesting at all. Silksong grabbed me almost immediately. I think one thing that endeared me to Silksong that Hollow Knight did not have was the charisma of the main character, Hornet. She's great. I love a bad bitch, and she lets you know up top, like, she's not here for no bullshit. And I think she had that je ne sais quoi that held me a little tighter rather than the nameless, faceless, like, small knight character from Hollow Knight. That game kicked my ass. I kicked its ass back. It was a very frustrating game that I thought was actually very unfair in some places, but it was one of those things where, like, this is unfair, this fucking sucks, I'm gonna keep doing it anyway. I don't know why, because I'm not having fun. Oh, I did it. I'm a god now. I'm gonna keep chasing this high for the next 100 hours, which is about how much time I spent with that game. I like the depth of the world. I like that the game basically is like several games layered on top of each other. So, you know, you do Act 1, you get to Act 2, and it's this big ass citadel, which could be its own game. And then you can choose to, like, you know, end the game there, or do you want to go back for round 3 to get like the best ending or whatever, which I did. And it only gets harder from there. Like, that is a hell of a mountain climb. And I appreciated that climb in a way that I really don't for other games, other, like, quote unquote, really hard, super tough games. Firing on all cylinders with that one. So good job, Team Cherry. You have converted me. I am eagerly awaiting the DLC.
Hey, Brandon, do you have any thoughts about Hollow Knight Silksong?
Well, I think the thing that I enjoyed was seeing people talk about, like, you know, people will complain about this boss is terrible. I hate this boss. It's the worst boss in the world. And then they show you like a picture of an oval or a circle. That's what the boss was. I think that's pretty funny. Yeah, that's all I get to say.
Yeah, I didn't play it. I played a lot of Hollow Knight. You know, I didn't like peel back every layer of the onion, and actually, interestingly, with Hollow Knight, I got to, you know, the boss Hollow Knight and just kind of said, you know, I'm good. I don't have to beat the final boss. I have nothing to prove. So this one came out, and you know, I had it on my list of, hey, when that comes out, I'll probably play it, because I played the heck out of Hollow Knight, and
I thought you would.
Never wanted to. And I think early on, someone complained about backtracking after like losing in boss battles in the game, how much backtracking had to happen.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember not liking that in Hollow Knight, but soldiering through it and, you know, feeling rewarded ultimately. But I think, you know, just thinking about that and thinking about how recently I'd done, it's just like, I just don't want to do it again. But I suspect that if I had never played Hollow Knight, or if, like Ash, I bounced off Hollow Knight and got this, it would probably be my game of the year. But I just can't get to a place where I like it just takes a lot of mental prep, I think, at this point for me to want to play another Hollow Knight, as much as I enjoyed the first one. So
it kind of reminds me of something that happened before this show started last week, where I asked everybody, did anyone else play Death Stranding 2, or do I have to? And everyone was like, not it.
Brandon, put a pin in that. We're going to come back to that idea, I think.
Oh, really?
In a roundabout way, I believe.
Okay, well, I mean,
I have a suspicion of where Frank's list is going to go from here.
I only had
that's an optional one for me.
No.
But I didn't.
I only had half a sentence left, and it wasn't going to reveal any secrets.
Okay.
Which was that we decided that if we didn't want to play something, we didn't have to. And
right.
like this is our list with our brains, and so I know that people might like to think to know what we think about Death Stranding 2. But
I think we can say it's not going to happen. Like
it's not going to happen.
Right.
Like, I mean, spoilers, I guess, right? But none of us.
If none of you
right?
wants to play it, it's inherently not an insert credit game of the year.
That's
100%.
Yeah. Yeah. So not that was the case here, but it just reminds me of the like, there's certain things that you look at them and you're like, do I have to do this? Like maybe it'd be fun.
And that actually, the same thing. Like I looked at that and went, I don't want to do that again.
Yeah.
I don't want to do it at all. Again, we have a limited time on this earth. I'm not doing it, spending, playing that game.
I needed to play Call of Ponchi.
Yeah, because we have free freaking will.
All right, where are we ranking Hollow Knight Silk Song?
I mean, it's like my thing where I don't want to play it. I think it's just invalid.
Yeah.
Like I think it's just like objectively a great game. So yeah, Ash, sorry, I didn't mean to talk over you.
No, you're fine. I'll put it under Silent Hill F.
I'm okay with that.
It's pretty
Brandon?
high. It's pretty high.
Oh,
Brandon,
okay?
You want to lobby it lower?
Yeah, I think it like could be at the top of the list in terms of just like game quality or something like that. But I just hesitate to judge games on this list based on that versus like what was meaningful to us.
Fair enough.
And so for me, it's probably below Wanderstop.
That's exactly where I was going to put it.
Okay,
under
that sounds
Wanderstop.
good.
I like that a lot. I like putting it at number 4 right now. And Brandon, let's get your second to last game.
Oh my god. What
Where
am I
you
going
go?
to choose?
What are you gonna
I got so much nonsense on here. Okay. I'm just, again, because it's a thing that I want to see more of in the world, I'm going to put Hypogea in here, which is the little platforming game that I talked about a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, it's a good one.
Yeah, you're a robot with a pogo stick, basically. It's not a pogo stick, it's just a pole. But you can stand on that pole and you can launch off that pole, and it's just a 2.5 hour romp around a Quake level, basically. Like a big series of Quake levels. It really looks like a PC game made in the year 2002. Like it's all, the textures don't have normal maps on them and stuff. There's one robot who can jump around and one robot that can fix things, and the two of you are trying to leave this structure after basically the death of humanity, which made a whole bunch of war robots and then all died. And so the robots are here with no purpose, and the robots don't hate each other. They are like, I loved a little tiny thing that kept happening is you would meet another robot and you would wonder for a second, like, what's their reaction going to be? And they pause for a while, and then they just wave their little, whatever appendage they have, they would wave at you. And they all just tried to help each other out. And it was really nice and sweet in that way. It was made largely by one person over a long period of time. And it's like one person's idea. It's not perfect at all. There are some parts that drag a little bit, even in the 2.5 hours. Which is part of why I played it in sessions, which was, I think, the right way to do it. They keep introducing new little mechanics and stuff, and they all basically work. But I just really liked seeing somebody's vision. They really had this idea that they wanted to make work, and they made it work. And it's really, it has a unique little space that it carved out for itself, and I think that's neat. So that's the game, Hypogea.
What a cute little game.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's basically what it is. It's a cute little game.
I'm excited about this one. What are you thinking about in terms of ranking?
Let's see. It'd probably be, I'd put it like maybe above Asura the Striker. I don't know if it should necessarily be above Root Trees Are Dead, though. But that's another problem. Yeah, I don't know. What do you think, Frank? How do you feel?
I don't feel strongly about keeping Root Trees toward the bottom, just as long as Call of Ponchi is.
Yeah, Ponchi's holding that down.
Yeah.
Ponchi's holding down the base.
So I'm okay with that.
So we'll put it above Asura.
Yeah.
All right.
Because this is just, it's 15 games. It's a strong list no matter what.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
They're all very different.
That's why you
so
gotta
far, aren't they?
Build it on the fly. Yeah.
They are.
Frank, it's time for your second to last game.
Okay, I've got 2 left. God. You're right, Jaffe. It's tough to just do 5.
It is tough to just do 5.
I did not have a hard time.
All right, I'm gonna stick with a little game. like Brandon was doing. But I'm not joking this time. So I'm going to throw in one that I recommended on a show earlier this year called Windswept. This is just straight up, I like Donkey Kong Country, and I'm going to make one of those, except that it's actually appealing to look at. So it's a little pixel platform buddy game about a turtle and a duck.
They're pretty cute.
They're very cute. Ash, as you pointed out, watching the trailer, there's very much some like Kaizo stuff going on. I would say that a lot of that is opt-in, and that you can just kind of run through it like a Mario. But it's just like, it's one of those things where it's like someone who grew up on something understands the appeal better than the people who made it at this point. And kind of like perfected the craft of a Donkey Kong Country, which is not something I thought I cared about. I've never played past the first one. I've like toyed with 2 and 3, but but I think when I've tried 2 and 3, it's just like, oh, it's just more of this. But this is like, oh, someone made a new game in this particular genre that I'd never considered was a genre.
That's cool. I really like when like the thing I always said about Oh Dear and other games is it should play like you remember the thing feels,
yes.
not how it actually did. And it sounds like that's what this is going for.
That's totally what this is. Very, very clever puzzle and platformy kind of designs, but especially if you're doing what I did, which is like, I want to get all the goodies, I want to find all the secrets. They're always clever and fair. There's one thing though that almost disqualified it for me from this list, which is that, how a Mario game always has like the one ridiculous level, the run really stupid hard level, and the thing is, in a Mario game, it's totally optional and nothing's locked behind it. It's just there to complete for the sake of completing it. This game has like 8 of those, and the good ending is dependent on beating them. And the default ending is just clearly a bad ending. You know what I mean? So it's like, I'm not okay. And I never beat the last 2, I think.
That's too bad.
Because the difficulty ramp just suddenly goes like big middle finger at you. That's the one
I'm
ding I'll give it.
I'm sensing a theme with this and The Root Trees Are Dead and Blueprints, where like the basic ending needs to be satisfying.
Yeah.
The problem here is that these things are presented as part of the base game and not optional, and that the ending is kind of sucks, the regular ending. So other than that, great little platform game. The one game that has ever made me play with a Steam Deck. Like, this is just very much a Steam Deck game. It's like, I just kind of continue, because I would work on a level for like a day or two by like poking at it, and so just picking up and poking at it. Very good on Steam Deck. But
that's a little note from me to any game developers out there. If you want me to play your game and it's not on console, it's only on Steam, make sure it works with Steam Deck and a controller. Because there are a lot of games that I was going to play that were highly recommended to me, which I did purchase, so you still got my money. But they were not playable by me with a controller, which is how I play video games. So it's unfortunate when that happened.
Where do we rank it?
So to me, this is in Brandon Kong country toward the bottom of the list. Like, this is one of those those smaller like little games that are cute.
Yeah, below the Hawaii line.
Yeah, I think it's below the Hawaii line. I agree. I don't really care too much where it is on there. I guess I should decide if it's above or below Root Trees. I would put it below Root Trees.
I wouldn't, because I went to hug the mascots and I didn't have that thought about Root Trees. So
I love that.
That's great.
You know what? I'm going to add something that might propel it to the top of the list. They're like Donkey Kong Country. There's animal buddies. And one of them's a chameleon, and he's like an artist, and he has a little artist cap and stuff. And he has a move kind of like Mario when he turns into a statue, where like everything just walks through him, invincible. When he does that, he becomes a canvas. And when he becomes a canvas, every time it animates him, the canvas paints a portrait of the chameleon, the duck, and the turtle. Like, he paints a little like portrait of the 3 of you. It's very sweet. Yeah,
that's cute. That's cute.
And there's like 6 of them that it cycles through when you do them. It's very sweet.
Okay.
So top of the list.
We'll put it above Root Trees, I think.
To me, it might be above Brandon's, but that I don't know.
That's fine.
What do you think, Brandon?
I don't care.
I agree.
You want to put it
because
below?
they're cute.
I'd
Pirate
rather play
Yakuza?
this than Asura. It's about tied for me with Hypogea.
You could put it below Pirate Yakuza. I don't care.
Okay.
If you wanna.
Okay.
Cool by me.
That's where it goes, which brings us to our final
round.
Oh my goodness.
Ash, of all the games you played this year, what's the one you're going to put on this list?
My game of the year is News Tower. We
Mhm.
were talking earlier about doing games that are your work with Root Trees Are Your Dead, or
Mhm.
The Root Trees Are Dead, and News Tower is a game where you run a newspaper, and that was... Well, I didn't run a newspaper, but it was part of my job, and
But I think it'd be fun to run a newspaper.
Not now, but maybe. Yeah, who knows?
That is a Citizen Kane quote.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, like this was a great game. I loved every bit of this game. I lost my life to this game. It became very problematic. Like, my shower quantity, I am very sorry to report, went down. Like my shower average went down as I was going through this game. It wasn't like that bad. Like,
well, no.
please.
I'm saying whoa because it's just like that's such an interesting metric. Like that actually says
That
a
doesn't
lot
happen.
about
Yeah.
the game.
yeah, that doesn't happen to me very often. I
Yeah.
don't do that. But yeah, I loved the fact that, as you go through the decades, like this is like the early 1900s, like you're writing about actual like headlines, like actual news events that are happening. It's just the little management stuff about it, just trying to build this like aesthetically pleasing tower that's also super efficient, and making sure all of your little guys like have little things on their desk that boost their productivity, making sure that they are fed and like they're comfortable. Like you're thinking about expanding. How do you do that like financially soundly? Do you want to take the bribe from the mob, or do you want to play with the military? Because if you do, even though that's wrong ethically, you have the opportunity to like get access to like the veterans camp where you can do more good work, like playing with those little ethical things like that, or just doing what I do and just like try to do it like completely ethically, like operating within the bounds of like, if this were a real newspaper that I were running, what would I do? That kind of stuff. Oh, it was fantastic. I loved it. It was so much fun. It's my game of the year, like dead ass. Like like I said, I stopped showering to play this game because I wanted to. What?
It's one of the best reviews I've ever heard. That
Have
should
you,
put that on the box.
Yeah. Have you played other management games of this nature?
Not exactly like this.
Okay.
Because I think what
I was
makes
wondering
it...
because like this one strikes me as a good one of them.
Yes.
But not necessarily spectacularly different from them.
I think the thing that maybe elevated it, at least for me, is that not only are you trying to maximize your business, you're trying to maximize the paper too. And there are a lot of moving like editorial decisions that you have to make that add a layer of complexity that makes it so sticky for me, because
I'm not trying to downplay it either.
Oh no,
just
I
to
know.
say.
I just like the way that like all of these different systems and juggling those different systems. I was talking earlier about blueprints and how I like a game where you have to write things down. News Tower isn't exactly like that, but there's a very kinetic freneticness to it where I feel like I am juggling 9 different balls, and how well I juggle them is like part of the fun for me, like being able to do it as efficiently as possible. And all of that, like it made, brain feel good in a good way, like mentally tiring in a very, very good way. And in like a very unhealthy way, because I would get up and it like, you have tunnel vision, like, oh man, I've been sitting for like 5-6 hours a day. Like, what the fuck happened to me? I'm not a human being anymore. Not great. Like, I don't endorse that style of play. I don't like doing it. And so a game that gets me to do that, because it puts you in a very uncomfortable like position, like socially and physically, you just don't feel good about it, but you can't stop. Not as like a compulsion, like an addiction, but just like, it's just so good. So a game that can get me to that level, which is not something I've felt in a really long time, is special.
Yeah.
I would suggest not looking into additional management games of that sort, though. Don't try to look for more of them, because
I can't play Crusader Kings, for example.
Okay.
That is just not something that I can do. that I
but
feel
you relate
is, like,
to this one because, I mean, in the same way that,
because
like,
of the journalism.
Right. In the same way that, like, I played Game Dev Story, I'm not going to play any other games that those guys
Exactly.
made. You know?
Yeah.
So I get it.
That's
I'll just
cool.
add that, like, it's on my wish list, and it's like 100% because of Ash Parrish. So, yeah, I'm curious. I think I'd have a good time. It's of the ones I haven't played that are on this list. It's second to South of Midnight, honestly, in terms of like what I might actually end up playing.
Wow,
a lot of my
job.
journalist friends are have enjoyed it. So that's another. I'd say it's a big endorsement if the people that the game is about essentially also enjoy the game. I think that's a big endorsement.
I haven't run into too many games about journalism. I've run into journalists, and usually they're not great either.
No, it's true.
So this is like the first time where I actually get to do my job, and the characters that are doing my job are not like jackasses, kind of.
Yeah, and it's using all those real headlines and whatnot.
So for me, one of my early inspirations for digging through like weird back catalogs of games was a website called Home of the Underdogs. Brandon, you're at least familiar with Home of the Underdogs. Yeah,
certainly.
And one of the
that's
games
the kind of shit I'm talking about.
One of the games that was on there, there's a lot of games on that site that I just like have a mental database of because they were so interesting to me at such a young, like impressionable age that like I have a canon of games that I've never played that I like for some reason, like, I don't know, Superhero League of Hoboken and stuff like that. So this one reminded me of one of those. Is a game called Mad TV, where you're you manage a television station in a narrative way. So if I played this game, it would probably scratch the itch of what I think Mad TV is, and I'll never know because I'll never play it.
It sounds like this is a top 4 game at least.
It is absolutely a top 4 game. I would put it above Wonder Stop.
I don't care where it goes below Silent Hill.
Yeah.
For me.
Yeah, I guess I'm in the same place.
Below Silent Hill, it can go anywhere you want for me.
So yeah, Ash, where do you have it? Like I have South of Midnight.
Yeah, Frank, you said that you would rather play South of Midnight than this.
It was one of the two.
Yeah.
I just said there were two.
Yeah.
I don't know that I think of the two, I'm more likely to play this. I think South of Midnight I'll probably never play just because of the reasons that I specified, which is like if I'm playing something, it kind of needs to bring something very new to the table.
That's fine for me.
Yeah.
Okay.
But
News Tower number 2.
Those are my 2 games of the year, so that works for me.
All right.
Okay, Brandon.
Oh my God.
You got one more nomination to make. What's it going to be?
It's very interesting because I was sure, I wasn't going to, but I was going to talk about it. I was sure Ash Parrish was going to put Expedition 33 on her list.
I didn't at all.
Interesting.
I did not at all.
Well, look at that. Well, I'm not either.
Damn it.
And I like that game.
Blasted.
Yeah, it was all right.
It's not top. If this were a top 21, maybe it would be on here, but we're not doing
it. Yeah, we're not doing that. Oh boy. So there's a lot of pressure on this last one for me. What of the various nonsenses do I want to put?
What nonsense did you have the most fun playing?
Okay, I'm gonna put the one.
I will, if it helps. I don't think there's any crossover with me left.
Oh no, I don't. I know that.
Other than maybe Expedition 33.
No, it's really like there's I've got 2 things. I got one that I really enjoyed thinking about why it exists, and another that I'm very happy exists. And so I guess I'll do the one that I'm happy exists, and I'll put. And this is not going to be a big surprise. I'm going to put Promise Mascot Agency on there, because I did a whole podcast with the director of it about what the game is and why it is the way it is, and I think it's a really neat exercise in a smaller team making something that's basically open world, but it's set on an island in a dedicated space. It's playing with, starting with a vehicle that feels bad and then feels better, and that's a little weird. There's a lot of places where it's like you can see where they were trying to cut the corners, but still keep it large and expansive. And it's just a neat thing to exist. It has a unique vibe. they tried for a lot of things and they succeeded with most of them. And I just think it's good that people are making games like this. And so I want to have it on the list. And I enjoyed playing it. I played through it. I just played straight through it without really too many problems. I just played through it. I got all the stuff and I was like, nice. I did it. I don't know. It's a weird way to describe this game, but I feel like those games that are full of stuff and have a lot of little things to collect, if you can have a smooth experience with that relatively, that's one of the larger compliments. And I guess the biggest compliment I would pay the game is that they found a vibe and they stuck with it. They achieved a feeling throughout the game that remains consistent, which I think is one of the hardest things to do. And I respect that a lot. And so here it is on the list. Ash, you played it also.
Yes, I did. I like things that are cute. And I really like Pinky a lot. And I really like there's such
Pinky's
strong
great.
characters that just are so arresting and also grotesque and repulsive at the same time. I don't know what that is. I have to sit with that a little bit. And I just am so enamored of Pinky and Tofu, whose name I forget. And
I think it's just Tofu.
is it just Tofu?
I think it's just Tofu.
I like the silly conductor with his cat and the hope that he gets up with every day to go to work. I like the dumb little K-truck. We actually have a guy who has a K-truck in my neighborhood, and I love seeing him zip around, the neighborhood with his cute little truck. And I just think of Promise Mascot Agency, just like he's on his own little adventure around Akron. Whatever. It is a great vibe game. I really thought it was clever getting around the open worldness of it by exploring it from the back of a truck instead of having to get out and walk around, because I feel like that would be a lot more tedious. I like the personality of it. I almost don't even care about the combat or, the gameplay. I like that world. I like that world a lot. I just like being in it.
Yeah, it's the vibes ultimately, and the world that they created that feels good. And I agree with liking Pinky, because you have this severed finger that is she knows she's the hottest thing in the world. She like that the musician that Frank was talking about earlier. She's
I know most people do.
Brunhilde.
Yeah, she's like you. Everybody wants this, and she's she's a bloody severed pinky, and
she's right.
And she
Miss
vacillates.
Piggy energy.
She vacillates between being extra cutesy and I'm gonna stab you in your eyeball and I'm gonna scoop out your guts. And it's a fun. I like an unhinged character, and it's a good way to be. So yeah, Promise Mascot Agency.
All right, where do we put it?
Good. Let's see. For me, I'd probably put it right below Pirate Yakuza.
Huh. Okay.
But I don't know where anybody else wants it to go.
What do you
Anyone
think?
cares?
Ash, you played it. I didn't.
I was gonna don't sell you. Okay, it's funny you brought it up, because I was thinking about driving around that island in Promise Mascot, and I also think about Hawaii and Infinite Wealth. And
Oh yeah.
yeah, and the Promise Mascot was a better experience.
It's true. I'd rather drive around that island. Okay, so above it then.
Yeah,
I like that logic a lot.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Frank,
Nice.
you got game 15.
Oh, this is it, huh?
This is it.
Okay. We're not doing Expedition 33, I guess.
You could do
which
it.
is fine
Oh,
with me.
well.
You can do
but
it.
I will say briefly that I'm not doing it because it is a fantastic work, but it didn't really stick with me. It's a great piece of genre work. And
Well, if you want to join the rest of the year episode tomorrow, we could talk about it a little bit there.
yeah, maybe.
Mhm.
So I guess we're gonna have to go with the Kojima game, Metal Gear Solid Delta.
Yeah, that's this year's Kojima game.
Man,
We have discussed often in the show what's a remake and what's a remaster, and I don't
Indeed.
know what this one is. I think it's a remaster, but
Is it a
the thing
remakester?
is, it the game logic and all that, completely faithful to Metal Gear Solid 3, a game that I adore. But if it were just that, I would say it doesn't count. It's just it's just a texture pack essentially at that point. But it's not just that. They changed the default, I should say, control scheme to be I think more along the lines of what like a Metal Gear Solid 5 was. I can't really remember how that one played, to be honest. But the thing is, the redesign of the controls makes it a much more fun game to play in a way that does not take anything away. It just removes a lot of the awkwardness of how you had to manipulate your hands to do things and just makes them easier to do. But that doesn't make the game like easier to finish. You know what I mean? It just makes it so that you're not doing a lot of
you're not struggling with
extra
operation.
brain power things to do what you want to do in the game. And it made it so that a lot of the sort of Easter eggy, like goofy fun things you could do in that game, like I found myself doing because it wasn't a chore to do anymore. And so that's what makes it, you know, to me, qualified as a sort of a new game worthy of being on this list. Nice. I did all the things in the game. I had a great time. I hadn't really played the game since it was new, so it was an opportunity to revisit something that I liked a lot. I mean, I don't know, what do you say about Metal Gear Solid 3, man? It's
fucking rips.
It does. I found myself, I think because of the controls, not scared to try as many things. You know what I mean? And by scared, I mean like, oh, if I mess up, it's going to take forever to get back here. It's like I felt more confidence to be able to engage in the game the way that I think it was meant to be engaged with. You know, like trying different methods on taking down the end. You know, the old sniper guy. You know, like actually sneaking up on him and holding him up and taking his rifle and stuff is just not something I wanted to do before, because I was just like, I just need to kill him as quick as possible because this game doesn't actually want me to control it. But you know, I didn't feel that way anymore. I mean, you know, it's an old sexist Kojima game, so as long as you can look past that stuff, which I think I can just because it's old, it holds up from a gameplay perspective, definitely from a humor perspective. It's good stuff. Ash, did you play the remake?
No.
But you played Metal Gear Solid 3.
Yeah.
I mean, Metal Gear Solid 3 is the reason this version of the podcast that we have now exists. It is a fundamentally important game to insert credit. Like, we are friends with Ash because of Metal Gear Solid 3. I think it's an important thing to put on this list this year.
Mm-hmm. Why,
I actually was thinking about
what are you
that.
Talking about?
We originally booked Ash on this show because of an interview that she did with the singer of Snake Eater. That's how this started.
Okay.
I had forgotten that was why you reached out. I was thinking about the other day, like, why did I become friends with Jaffe? I don't remember where you came from. There you go. You answered my question.
He just materializes.
Yeah, he does. Like, no, legitimately, like, thinking about, like, you know, the friends that I've had for all of these years that are showing up for me now with, you know, the layoff and everything. I'm trying to wondering, how do I know these people? And like you and Brandon and Frank, like you materialized. Like, thinking about it, it's like, where did you come from? You just like, you showed up and then you just always been there and it's been great. And now I know. Thanks, Metal Gear Solid. It's paid dividends a lot, actually, in my life.
That's why I think this should be a top 5 game, but I'll leave it to you.
I'm okay with where you put it.
Well,
Brandon, do you have anything to say about this game?
The only thing I have to say is that I don't like, as important as Metal Gear Solid 3 is, this is a remakester.
Yeah. That's fair.
So that puts it a little further down. I think being on the list is good, but I wouldn't necessarily put it top 5 for that reason.
That's where I am too. Okay. So,
but it can't be at the bottom.
No, it's not. We wouldn't do that to Call of Ponchi.
No, that
would just want to make that
rude.
Yeah.
I would. Yeah, let's put it right above that. I'm good with that.
Okay.
Second to last. I like that. All right. That is our list. With one small caveat.
Oh yeah, game number 22. Yeah.
This is game number 16 on our list.
Oh, 16. Sorry.
Yeah, because I am for the first time reserving the right to nominate one game myself. A little treat just for me, because I think there was one video game that was the most insert credit game, and we're not going to talk about it unless I do it. So I'm going to do this one. I would like to nominate a game called Demon School.
Oh,
because
my
playing
goodness.
Demon School, as the first person who listens to every episode of Insert Credit before the audience, Esper accepted at this point. It's me and Esper who get to listen to you guys just talk about the theory of video game craft every single week. It feels like it is an exercise in implementing the ideas and ideals you have about video games into an actual product. All the things that annoy you about video games, all the things that excite you about video games, they're all present or markedly absent in this product. And it feels like, I mean, from the like little offhand dialogue that the NPCs have, just going back to one of our earliest conversations about how to write NPC dialogue, to the like gameplay loops of just of ways to allow your players not to be frustrated. I see the bones of previous questions I have asked in the show in every little corner of this game. And it just feels like I'm talking to my friend Brendan Sheffield as I play the game. And there's no other game that's made me feel like that. It's just so personal to me as someone who has spent years now talking about how video games work with you guys. And it would be an insult not to put it on this list, which is why I want to put it below Call of Ponchi.
Whoa. That sounds good.
I'm gonna do a little behind the scenes here. I don't know if Jaffe wants me to, but we did have a private conversation, everyone except Brandon, about this topic. And Brandon, neither Ash nor I have played Demon's School.
No, I know that. I knew that.
We are the bad art friends.
I knew that.
It's a long tradition of mine of not playing games that come out that people I know work on. Yeah.
That's right.
I have no excuse.
Yeah,
below Call of Ponchi.
Yeah, below Call of Ponchi. It really, as you said though, I'm glad that you have enjoyed it and appreciated it in that way, and I've appreciated like he's been sending me little messages whenever he comes across something that that tickles his fancy, and that's been very enjoyable to me, and it is indeed very much informed by it's informed by the things that I think about game creation and design and world building and stuff, which many of you have heard on this podcast. So I'm glad that it came through that way to you.
Yeah, I think as we joked about on a previous episode, instead of making a game for JRPG likers, you made a game for Insert Credit listeners. So I feel like it does absolutely have to be on this list. And I thank you for indulging me, even though this is not my role on the show.
Well, thanks.
Of course
I
it's
wasn't
your role
going
in
to
the
put
show.
it on there.
All right. That's our list. You'll be able to find it in the show notes. You'll be able to find it on the forums. You will be able to discuss it with your like-minded fellow listeners in our community, on our YouTube page, at our Patreon at patreon.com/insertcredit or youtube.com/insertcreditshow, forums.insertcredit.com. Leave a review if you can. It helps the visibility of the show, allegedly, theoretically, like Impala Llama, who called it the one true video game podcast. Thank you, Impala Llama.
That's right.
You can sponsor the show with a personal message or advertisement by going to show@insertcredit.com. Write me an email. I'll check that out. And if you're not a creep, then we can probably work something out. I would like to extend a special thanks to Only Ghosts, Kyle Brown, Corey, Alexander Davies, Will Rohr, Jordan Thornquest, Beth Strandicoot, Sean Patrick, and Plasma Goose. And a very special shout out to our buddy Esper Quinn, who edited this episode, and the man Kurt Feldman, who did the music for this show, the buzzer, and all the music for Demon's School. Pretty good soundtrack there. I'm Alex Jaffe.
I'm Frank Cifaldi.
I'm Ash Parrish.
I'm Brandon Sheffield.
And your game has now been saved.
I wonder if we should have done the outro in the first name alphabetical intro order.
Let's do it. I'm Alex Jaffe.
I'm Ash Parrish.
Oh yeah, I'm next.
This all stays in. This all stays in.
I just suggested this. I'm Brandon Sheffield.
And I'm finally Frank Cifaldi.
And now your game has been saved.
God.
Way to be on top of it, Brandon.
My brain is so small.
Oh man, this is a good one.
I'm exactly like the lady dog that I have.
The weird thing is, Brandon, you do normally go after Ash anyway.
Yeah,
I know.
Right.
I know. I was
What
like,
were
okay.
you confused by?
Your job didn't change.
Yep.